My name is Sarah Woodbury. I'm here today with my husband Dan to wrap up our first series of videos on medieval Wales and ask you what you think we should do next.
We started making these videos around a year ago. Can you just summarize what it's been?
We started out not really knowing how it was going to go. We had a plan, like for example, the graphic that you put up in the first video, Making Sense of Medieval Britain, shows 5 groups and the waves of them coming into Britain and taking over. And we really did follow that plan for the most part. For example, the Celts we talked about in episodes 2 through 4 and 13 through 15. Then the Romans, episodes 5 through 7. The Saxons, 8 through 10. The Danes in episodes 11 and 12. And then the Normans, episodes 16 through 18. Then, however, the focus really narrowed to Wales and medieval Wales, and that's episodes 19 through 43, culminating in a series of videos about the Edwardian conquest and the loss of independence of Wales.
Why did it play out that way instead of sticking to a more general medieval Britain?
It's probably no real mystery why, because I write books set in medieval Wales. So that is really where my interest and love lies. I have 5 series, and they really span much of this time period. So it begins with the Lion of Wales series in the 6th century, which is about King Arthur, so it's post-Roman, but the beginning of those Saxon invasions into Britain. Next is the Last Pendragon saga set in the 7th century, which also deals with the conflict between the Britons and the Saxons. Then the Gareth and Gwen medieval mysteries set in the 12th century, after that initial Norman conquest of England and the incursions into Wales. And finally, I have 2 series set in the 13th century. The first is the After Cymeri series, which is a time travel alternate history in which Llywelyn ap Griffith lives. So historically, it does get a little bit different as the series goes on. The most recent series is the Welsh Guard Mysteries, the first book of which, Crouchback, came out in November, and I was writing while we were doing these videos. It is set in 1284 Caernarfon, which we just talked about last week.
So what you're saying is the reason we went to that second half of the videos all about sort of Wales is because it's all about your research for your writing.
That's absolutely right. I spend half my life or more in medieval Wales, but I only write 3 books a year, maybe 4, and I really wanted a connection and a conversation with my readers, with you, that occurred more frequently than 3 times a year. And that's really what these videos have done. And I really enjoyed hearing from people and sharing my love of Wales with people on a more regular basis.
Where do you want to go from here?
Well, and that's a question, and that's actually a question we're asking you, our readers, in that I am a writer, not a video maker. And these videos do take a lot of my time. I don't want to distract too much from the writing because that's what I really want to do for a living. But at the same time, I love this conversation that we've developed, and I love hearing from my own readers more frequently.
So the question is, how do you keep doing this while reducing the amount of time you're putting into it?
Right, so there's some options. We could do a Q&A once a month, podcasts. Obviously, we can keep doing videos as well. Because
we're going to keep traveling, so
right.
We'll do travel videos. And it would be nice to do videos like the ones we've done, more historical and sort of didactic.
There's certainly a whole expanse of sites we've been to that we haven't even touched upon yet that are fun to share.
Yeah. But the question is, what do people want to see? And
right.
Would people actually ask questions if you did a Q&A every month?
That's right. So what I'd like to hear from you is in the comments, or if you want to message me on Facebook or send me an email at sarah@sarahwoodbury.com. Tell me where you think we should go from here.
So what's coming up?
Well, we do have something for next week because as this video is coming out, we are actually in France. And so we have some fun travel videos, hopefully from the research that we're doing there for the next book in the After Kumari series.
Thump, ba-thump,
Babe,
thump, thump.
go hide for a few minutes,
Come here,
okay?
Jan, throw that in the laundry. Now come over here. Thumper.
If you like this video, click on the playlist or subscribe to my channel. There'll be a new video next week. And if you want to check out my books, click on the link to my webpage.